Okay, well, thanks for joining me. We have Tracy Leenman, the owner of Musical Innovations in Greenville, South Carolina. Right? Yeah, thanks so much. I mean, before we get into your store, I wanted to, bring up one other thing. I think people would be interested in hearing about it. That's unfortunately, the RPMDA that got canceled. I know you're such a big part of that. So, is there, can you tell me about, I'm sure your sadness and give us an update where, that might be going? Will it be in the same place next year, or what are you guys working on over there?
Well, it's been really tough. Ron Manis of Alfred and Dave Yankee of Hal Leonard and Mike Watson of Remedy Music in Canada, who are the XCOM, have worked really, really hard on this convention. We are now working to see if we want to postpone. We're still working to see what order we're going to do things in. We had this year in New Orleans. We had next year in Montreal. Trying to determine what to do. The good news is we've got the program done, and that's the hardest part. But RPMDA is one of the neatest conventions because it's like a family. You can't sit through the awards assembly without tears. It's just such a neat convention, and there's a lot of information. People think it's just for print dealers, and it's really not. There's a lot of information that would benefit pretty much anybody who even sells a couple of guitar books a year. And we are working hard to increase the value of that membership between conventions, so it's not just pay for membership, pay for the convention. But it is, as you know, you've been there. It's a great group of people, and we're looking forward to getting together again. Hopefully we'll be together in Anaheim and can make some more concrete plans. And Dave Yankee and Ron Manis have been super about keeping people up to date with what's going on. So people will be notified as soon as we know more. It hurts that Summer NAMM was canceled, but I know that the NAMM staff is making plans for Anaheim, and that's exciting too. So I guess we'll have to wait for hugs for Anaheim.
Yeah, I don't even know if it's going to be that. It might be like some wave or elbow bump or something. So,
I don't know.
I don't know what's going to happen. But yeah, I understand. Yeah, it really is a great show. I've been there. Yeah, so let's ask about your business. You're really in a unique perspective here because your store just reopened. You're probably one of the first that we could say. You're definitely the first interview with anyone I've spoken to who's had that happen. And you're probably one of the first music stores that has reopened since this crisis. Some have remained opened, I guess, for a period of time. But you're the first to reopen that I've spoken to. So tell me about that. I mean, what are you, how did you prepare? What are you seeing? Are people starting to come into your store? Are they calling you? I mean, what is, give me all the, data and information about it.
Sure. Well, first of all, we are a school music business. So our business is based on the schools. So when schools closed down in March, that was a real kick in the gut for us because we don't have the, guitars, amps, and drums business. Some people have seen increase in their sound system business because people are doing things remotely. We don't have any of that. But we were open. We've not been actually closed at all. We were open until about 2 weeks ago when our governor said closed to the public. So we were curbside only. Fortunately, we had started a curbside pickup service in last fall. And we had signs made. You'll see those on Facebook and on our website. We had signs made. We had a sidewalk sign, one of those spread apart signs outside anyway, because we do a lot of curbside. So that continued. We gave the employees a choice of 3 things. They could work from home, they could work here, or they could furlough and take unemployment, which nobody's chosen to do. I have an amazingly loyal staff. We've given them time on the clock for watching videos at home. Like, for example, Eastman and Conselmer are doing remarkable training videos, meet the artist videos. NAMM is doing videos. Our software, TriTech, AMSI, they're doing videos. So our people are home watching videos. They're practicing contracts with their spouses. So they are getting paid for that time. But we are down to bare bones staff here in the store. Now that we're actually open again and allowing people inside, I think it'll take a while for people to start getting out and about. The big thing is not whether we're open. The big thing is who's on the road. And judging by the road traffic I see in the mornings, nobody's on the road. A couple of good things have happened. One is that we've been able to use a 2-pronged approach. We're really promoting music for wellness for those who are not in a school music program, we're selling a lot of ukuleles, a lot of pop books. We have, you know, sheet music on demand where we can print things out for people, a lot of instruction books, selling tongue drums, selling anything that will keep people healthy and happy while they're staying home. The second thing, of course, is that music, as you know, from the fly-in, is an essential subject. And it's amazing to me how many parents and other teachers that are not music teachers aren't aware of that. And so you hear things like, well, my school isn't making them do music homework. Well, yeah, they have to. And it's been an amazing opportunity for us to talk to teachers, administrators, and parents and say, yes, by law, this is an essential subject. Your child will have homework. Your child will get graded on that homework. And it's amazing to me how many parents are saying, well, we didn't think we'd need a care kit, but I guess now he has to clean his instruments. So we're teaching them how to clean instruments, teaching them, you know, all kinds of things that they would normally learn in school that they can't because the schools are closed. So definitely care kits and folding stands have been a boom. But I think also it's been really good to sit with the parents and say to them, here's an instruction sheet. Would you please sit with your child and go over how to take care of this instrument? Because a lot of the parents feel like, well, I'm not a saxophone player or I'm not a trumpet player. I don't know what to do. And I get that, but I also feel like this is your child and you're the one paying for it. So it's good that you're getting more involved now. I think that's been a really, really positive thing that parents are forced to be part of their children's education again.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, I guess just lastly, you know, what can you do to, you said there's no one on the road yet. I mean, that's, you know, I've seen that around where I am as well. But assuming eventually people will start wanting to come out, they're going to have cabin fever. I mean, I know the unemployment rate is not good. So that could be obviously a factor, but people are going to probably start to come into your store at some point. But how can you, I guess, ease their mind, I guess is the way I would put it. I mean, that your store is a safe place. I mean, what protocols can you put in there? How can you, it's not really easy to tell them that your store is clean. So what can you do to make sure that they feel?
We have wipes out, we have hand sanitizer out. We do a lot of cleaning, but also we've really emphasized, I think because we've been even on television emphasizing the need for sanitizing instruments, keeping instruments clean, that brings a lot of trust. You know, when I do these sessions on merchandising that I've done at NAM and ASMD and RPMDA, one of the things I stress is that people take clues from how your store looks. In other words, if a mom comes in the store and the bathroom's dirty, they're not going to feel good about you taking care of their instrument. So we've always worked hard to have the impression that we are a company that values neatness and cleanliness. And I think the fact that people are hearing even on television and on our Facebook that we're sanitizing instruments, we're helping them be safe, that carries over into our store. They're less afraid to come into our store because they know that that's a priority for us. So I think there's a lot of PR that goes into this, just really being transparent and saying, this is where we are, this is what we do, this is what we feel. And, you know, our employees, I'm amazed at how wonderful they've been. They've come in and not been afraid, and they wear gloves if necessary. Like when they're doing repairs, of course, they wear gloves, and we're very careful to spray things. And I got a question from another retailer this week about what are you doing to sanitize, because of course we were on TV saying that. And I said, you know, sunlight is your friend. We're in a very sunny area. We can put a case outside for a couple days, leave it open, let the sun do its work. And that gives us a head start on, you know, sanitizing and cleaning the rest of the instrument. Truth is, Brian, COVID is a virus. It's a very nasty virus if it gets in your lungs, and I'm not minimizing that. I have a husband with a lung condition, but it's a virus. So what you do in your store to clean other instruments is going to work for this virus. Just needs a little bit of extra time maybe, because the virus does live a little longer on surfaces, maybe a little extra sunlight, but it's a virus. It's not a monster. Only becomes a monster when it gets in your lungs.
All right. This is true, and I hope that you and your husband are okay. I mean, that's
We're
tough.
fine. We also have a granddaughter with Down syndrome, who of course is immunocompromised, and that's a little bit of a concern. They've been home quarantined for about 6 weeks now. She lives in Georgia, but no, we're fine. And Kosa's been very careful, and he's working from home as well. So.
All right, well, stay safe, and I'm glad that you have sunlight. We haven't had too much of that lately, so I
I
mean,
know my
that's
heart hurts for my home state. So I was
yeah.
just on Facebook with a friend from Long Island, and she's saying things are getting worse and worse and worse in our little town of Plainview. And it breaks my heart because I wish that you all would have the sunlight and the hope and the reopening that we have back here, because it's just the cloud has lifted and everybody feels so much better about things.
Yeah, that's great. In New York, there's the light of the tunnel is still far away. It sounds like
Oh, I
it's
know.
there for you
I'm
now.
so sorry. It
Yeah.
hurts.
Well,
It hurts.
I'm
I'm
glad
still
you're
a New
open.
Yorker, you know, Brian. Just so you know, I'm still a New Yorker, right? I was born in Brooklyn. So anyway, thanks so much for calling. I appreciate it.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate it, Tracy.
We'll see you soon.
Okay.